Welcome to the shop, a moto podcast with your host, Jake Lowry and Grayson Crum.
Oh, what's up, Grayson?
Violin fever.
Yeah, dude, which nobody on YouTube hears the song, cause,
Copyright.
yeah. But I got a question about it. It said what holler did they call it? Is that what, is that what the track should be?
Yeah, I think so.
That's to get us in the mood for the, well, I mean, I'm kind of out of the mood because the week's over, but, it's been almost a week since the week was over.
Yeah, it was a long week.
Yeah, so even before that is to tell like all of our listeners, because we didn't have a podcast since then, but we did that week before Loretta's was pretty busy.
Yeah.
We were busy here, you were busy, you got your apprenticeship acceptance, like
Yeah.
you had to have a couple parties and stuff before you left. Had to get the motorhome ready.
Not my motorhome.
Yeah, my motorhome
Yeah.
that I loaned you for a small fee.
I don't know what the fee was.
Exactly. That's how small the fee was. You don't even know what it was.
My best friend.
Yeah. So, but it was. Guess it was a cool week. I didn't get to go, so.
I was there living it.
Probably watched more racing than you.
100%.
Yep.
I probably watched 6 motos maybe.
Yeah.
Out of 100.
I probably watched 66 motos.
Out of 108.
Yeah. But before Loretta's, we went to Palm Bluff and practiced. I finally got to ride.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you rode your motorcycle.
It was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess there's not much to talk about on the Palm Bluff thing. It don't seem like you really are.
I forgot about it.
Okay. It's been too long. 2 weeks, Grayson. 2 or 3 weeks, Grayson. Like,
I've slept since then. So
yeah, it's been too long. So
yeah, I don't remember.
And there's been no pro racing.
None.
None.
So all we have to talk about is amateur.
All right. So before we really like dive into Loretta's and what our ideas, our thoughts, our rants. You did the apprenticeship. So the first thing, if I have one question.
Let's explain to them what this apprenticeship is.
Okay. I'll let you take the flag.
Every year since they've had it, which is what, 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4, a couple of years.
I know Dayton did it last year. This might have been like the third year for it. I don't feel like it's been going on that long.
Okay. Well, since then they post something on MX Sports. You fill out an application. You say like they give you like a list of like 10 things of like what you want to do, your strongest interest, like your not strongest interest. So like it's like the medic, broadcasting, announcing, drone, like paperwork stuff, like in office stuff, track operations, factory support mechanic, and some other stuff. And so like I put like 10 on like factory support stuff and announcing because this podcast. And I was like, so like I had my secretary write up a bunch of like cool, smart answers for the application, and I got in. They told me like the Monday before the Reddit's, correct? The Reddit starts on.
Yeah, I think it was Monday.
Yeah, and so then like we're freaking out. I'm hoping it was like I really wanted it to be announcing, so I could be on race TV and announce
and so you could
hang out,
podium interviews and hang out with
yes, and
with Weege. Podcast.
Yeah, it's collab.
And can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
And then the announcer ones weren't.
Were they not that good?
They were not real good. Like there was a couple kids that tried to get in there and kind of talk, and some of them would say the exact same. Like they would have something, like a little phrase that they just, could not say their little phrase. Like it was just, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear you say that exact same little three-word
Like,
phrase.
what was
Like,
it?
I can't really remember, but it was like, if somebody says like a lot, and they're just like, every
Okay,
other
yeah,
word is
I
like.
I understand that. That's hard.
But this
though.
wasn't. This wasn't like or anything. It was something else. There was one kid. It's like he kept saying the same thing, and I'm like, dude, your dad must say that a lot because you're just like
Yeah.
the same thing
And
every time.
And I think I don't know the ages of them. I probably have it.
Well,
somewhere.
he seemed like he was a teenager.
There was
that
one
kinda
kid I
age.
think was 17, 16, and then
Yeah,
one was like another kid was like younger.
You could tell the ones that were younger, they
Yeah.
just didn't really hardly say anything.
Yeah.
They wouldn't get in there. The ones that I liked that were good were when they had Heath Harrison in,
Mhm.
Levi Kitchen came in. They had guys that were pros, old pros,
Yeah.
vet guys that were racing,
Yeah.
people in the industry.
Which is
No,
cool.
those guys were really good. Because they
Yeah.
just got in and talked like normal and they knew some things. But the apprentice guys were not, I wasn't very impressed with them. I'm like, man, there was some like, I feel like if they, not just if they want to do it, but somebody, which then I know it's more of like, it's kids that are in school and they think
Yeah,
maybe they
it's-
want to do this when they get,
It's from like on track schooling. If you've like seen them on like Ferry graduated this
Yeah,
year with
it's-
on track schooling
yeah,
stuff like that.
Casey Cochran does it.
Yeah, Deegan probably does like a bunch of
Some
So-
homeschooling program for
yeah.
motocrossers.
yeah.
It's not just for motocross.
Yeah.
It started as that.
Yeah. So I got accepted. We freaked out. Had to get Jake's RV ready because he hasn't used it since
The area in May.
Yeah. So we had to get all that figured out. And I left up there Thursday afternoon to get a spot. And came back to work Friday. Went back up there Saturday for orientation, which is like, I don't know why we had to get there on like Saturday before, because like orientation was at 11.
You gotta do anything.
It literally lasted till 11:30, and I'm like, I'm sitting here for 2 days.
Yeah, can we note another timeout?
Yeah.
Okay. They got to do something about the people going a week early, 2 weeks early.
Yeah.
I mean, I think some people left their RV there.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
just be there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hopefully it's not another flood and it doesn't, take out their RVs. But
For next year.
you got there on Thursday night before anything starts and had to park in Area 4.
Yes.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes.
I remember
I'm
growing
sure,
up.
I'm sure I could have squeezed into 3 if I wanted to, but I'm first time ever driving an RV with a trailer behind it, and I'm like, I don't really know how to back it up very well.
Were you the only one in 4 when you pulled in?
No.
Okay.
There was probably I wouldn't say half, a quarter full. There was
Okay.
people in there already.
So, when I was growing up and going a lot, we would get there on Friday night. My dad got, he had to work that week. He got off work Friday, and we would, drive up, get there late Friday night, and we would always park in Area 3, but on the creek.
Yes.
So, but it was a ghost town in Area 3. There was hardly anybody there. Like, Saturday morning when I'd wake up, I mean, dude, it was like, just motorhomes just in random areas
Yeah.
that people wanted to park. You picked where you wanted to park.
Yeah.
Then when you went into Area 2, back behind the gate, it was a little more full, but
Yeah.
still, there was plenty of places to park. People didn't really start filling in until late Saturday
Mm-hmm.
and early Sunday.
Yeah.
Because Ponca City was the
Yes.
week before, so it was
Yeah.
a big national before. All the factory kids, all the really fast kids, all the kids with money, they were at Ponca. Ponca didn't end until Saturday, and it
Yeah.
was in Oklahoma. So you had to, there was no, people just didn't rush to get to Loretta's.
Yeah.
They knew they would get there, they knew they'd have a spot, whatever. And I know people now are like, oh, there's more people going. Oh, there's bigger motorhomes. There's this, there's that. Yes and no. Yes, there's probably more people going. Yes, there's probably bigger motorhomes. But I feel like there's a lot of waste. All back behind the start now, where they do all this, they've got all, Monster's got all this, they take up all this room. I get Monster pays you a lot of money. But can we not, make them tone it down just a hair so we can have a little more parking? Nobody parks up on the fence exactly where kind of they've got some,
Yeah.
kind of blocks the track from people that are pitted. But I saw, like, I noticed some stuff where people had, like, blocked stuff off and they had probably bigger than average size pit areas.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like you should be able to have that. I feel like they should park you and really, like, tighten it up. But here's the main thing that really, here's the solver right here. You want to come in a week early and you're racing? Awesome. But if you want to go in a week early and you're not racing, or you're not housing a racer in your RV, sorry, bud, you come in Sunday.
Yeah.
Because it is absolutely ridiculous that anybody racing has to park in Area 4 and ride their bike. I just spent $120 on a brand new Dunlop tire that's going to look like I'm Wild Out Wheelie Boy on the street by the time I get to the gate because I got to ride 3 miles on asphalt.
Yeah.
That is stupid. I don't care. Sorry, MX Sports. Sorry, whoever else is making money off of it. You're making a fortune. We all know it. Don't say you're not making a fortune. You're making a fortune off of it. Can we make $5,000 less and be okay with that? To not just be like, oh, we're going to take all these people's money and let's not take everybody's money and have where everybody wants to come a week early.
Yeah.
I get people want to go a week early because they want a vacation, whatever. They got the money to do it. Awesome. I don't have the money to do that. You don't have the money to do that. Probably half the people that go don't have the money to do that.
But still do it.
I know a guy that don't have the money to do it, that complained about it, complained that Loretta's is a money pit and all this because he spent an extra $1,000 to be there a week early. Dude, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
That's not, honestly, you can't blame MX Sports or the Loretta Land Ranch for that.
Yeah.
You can blame the families and racers and stuff. Quit being idiots. Quit doing that. Don't show up a week early. Don't pay the extra $1,000. If we all didn't show up a week early and we all showed up on Saturday, guess what? I'll get to get your parking spot because you showed up on Saturday morning and nobody's paying $1,000 extra for a whole week of leaving your camper there and you're not even in it.
Yeah.
Or some people are, probably in it. I don't know. I mean,
Depends how far you are away.
depends on how many rich dads, drive their motorhome there and catch a flight back to wherever they live, and then I guarantee you that happens. Just like you saying the Kiefer deal of Kiefer renting an RV for $5,000 a week. The average normal person is not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. First thing, I don't have $5,000 to blow like that.
For a week.
Second thing is, and that's one thing, I know what me and my wife bring in as a family, and it is pretty good for a Mississippi family. It's pretty good for a Mississippi family.
Yeah, pretty good.
And I'm not spending $5,000 to rent an RV. I'm not spending $1,000 to leave my RV there for a week.
Yeah.
So I really want to know, do these people just want to live in debt, or are they just that rich? Because if if motocross, amateur motocross is full of people that are just that rich, dude, we got some major problems more than just what I think the problems are. Because I don't know, man. You can't, I feel like you just can't money people out like that. You can't just keep making it so freaking expensive. And I'm okay with, Loretta's is what it was like $500 to camp for the week or something like that. If
yeah,
you're a
you paid your $460.
That's your race fee, camping, everything.
No,
and like
it was $600.
it was $600. Okay,
For
so
everything.
$600 if you're racing and
If
everything.
you got there on Sunday and you started, yes, you got there on Sunday.
Okay, if you got there on Saturday, it was $675 or whatever.
Yeah.
So just say $700, but you're there for 7 days, $100 a day. And somebody like me, you got 5 kids, wife, whatever. I mean, you're literally paying like $15, $20 a person a day. That if you break it down like that, honestly, what you get out of Loretta's, and the vacation, there's just so much going on there. That's not terribly out of line for how price stuff is. But the things that are out of line is the extra car pass. Like it's a little ridiculous.
$400.
It used to be like $100. Actually, in 2018, it was $100 because I bought it. So to go up 4 times,
I don't know exactly what it was, but I don't remember.
It's gone up a lot in the last 4 or 5 years.
It wasn't
which is,
$100.
and it's things like that, like those things. That's ridiculous. Pit bikes. Pit bikes used to be $25.
No, those are $100.
That's stupid.
I know for sure.
That's outrageous. When
Because
there's
that just-
1,000
they-
pit bikes or golf carts and that's
because
a thousand side by sides, pit bikes, whatever passes for $100. That's $100,000.
because they know that's just easy little.
But that's taking advantage.
They don't care.
Do you know what everybody should do?
Next
Next year, everybody should take a bicycle. Everybody should take an e-bike, a bicycle, whatever. Don't buy a pit bike pass. Everybody. They'd be like, oh, pit bike passes are $25, and then everybody pull their pit bikes and stuff out of their trailers on Tuesday when they're like, oh, whatever, $25 because they're desperate to sell them, and then they kind of show them, like, hey, dude, we're not gonna. But you got too many people that have a lot of money that don't think about money, and that's the whole problem.
Yes.
And that's honestly the whole problem with all of amateur moto, grassroots moto growing is everybody's trying to make too much money off of it. And if we would just let it grow and then make you money because your volume makes you the money, yeah, we would be way better off. But I don't know that we have anybody that really is in any kind of power that looks at that or thinks of that or honestly cares about that.
Yeah.
So I don't see anything changing. It's just going to be, and you have all the people that complain about, they have all their complaints, whatever. I could care less if Mike Brown wins plus 50. He's 50 years old. The rules say he can ride. Awesome. I mean, if I'm Mike Brown, I'm riding plus 25 because instead of 50 because it's to me that's kind of boring to go win by like a minute and just put around and still win by a minute. That's boring. But there's a lot of guys that complain about that. A lot of guys complain about, oh, Loretta's is flat. There's no hills. That's not a national. Well, dude, it gets rougher than a national. So it's a sorry, bud, but it does.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
That's a whole separate.
But I'm like, there's all these people complain about all these different things, and I'm like, dude, the thing I need to be complaining about is we're moneying people out of our sport. And if you go ask people that quit, if you go ask people that are on the borderline of quitting, why did you quit? I guarantee you the number one thing is it costs too much to really do it how we need to be able to do it, or how we want to do it. And yeah, because I mean, dude, you got to go to a training facility. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to have this. You got to have that. I don't believe you have to have any of that, but the belief is there that you have to have that, so it monies people out. And I think, honestly, there's a lot of people that want that. Is my belief. There's a lot of people that don't want the sport to grow. You gotta think, there's kids out there that are doing decent. You think their parents want more kids coming in? More competition? Nope. They want it like it is because it keeps it down to where, hey, other people can afford it, we can afford it, and it gives my kid a better opportunity. But what they don't understand is your chance still, even if you have a lot of money, your chance of your kid making it and making a lot of money in the sport is super slim. So why? If more people do it and the industry starts making more money and it gets more popular, that then maybe the pro riders, it's deeper on who makes good money, and then your percentage of chance of making it goes up. So it's just, I don't know. To me, like, if I had the magic wand and had all control, the first thing I would do is I would make everything cheaper. Even in the world, that's what I would do. I wouldn't pay people more. I'd make everything cheaper. You wouldn't have to make more money. If everything costs half what it does right now, think of how much money you would have. Instead of you being like, oh man, I need to go to my boss, or I need a better job to make double the money so I can afford everything. If prices of everything was cut in half, it'd be the same thing. Then make it easier.
We're on something.
Yeah, we're way off now.
Okay, Jake's already ranting. 20 minutes in, 5-minute rant already. You really did miss this podcast.
I could solve the world's problems.
Oh yeah, you could. I'm sure.
It's all the same thing. The motocross problem and the world problem, all the same thing.
We fired them up this early, people.
All right, continue back on your.
Yeah, I don't even know where the hell I was.
We were. You were just parked.
God, we're so far into the week. Literally just parked the RV. So left the RV, came back Saturday morning. And your problem with parking, some people park so fucking close to me. I can't even open up in my
that's a
canopy.
Because people don't have.
I open the door and I'm in these people's pit area.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I came and I was pissed.
You would just think people should have more respect than
yes. And there was room on the other side that they
that. But
could.
people don't have respect nowadays.
Yes.
It's all about their
And
stuff.
it was and they were like, oh, we didn't know where you be. And I'm like, really? And it was some 50 dad, of course. Just, I mean, and I'm like, fuck, every morning I'm going to hear this 50 at 5 o'clock in the morning. Ding, ding. And I'm off. And so.
So he wasn't on the PW, he was on something else.
Oh, Cobra Mini.
Okay.
And something happened to them Sunday, and all of a sudden they just disappeared.
Did you say something about like generator problem or something?
Yeah, and so I didn't know until like I talked to people next to them, across from them, and it was they're like, yeah, they seem to have a generator problem, so they just packed up their stuff and left. I'm like, they just leave permanently, and then like I found them just randomly, and he's like, yeah, we paid for a hookup or whatever. I'm like, how?
Yeah, so I don't get that because the hookup deal is the hookup lottery,
Yeah.
which I feels rigged because if you look at it when it comes out, there's names of guys and you're like,
Every year.
okay, so every guy that's something got a hookup, give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break,
Yeah,
like you know.
Okay, we're not gonna get
But
into that.
yeah, but anyway, like the hookups are, I guess, unless people decline hookup because they didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
But why would you enter the hookup lottery?
I don't even know how much.
Because I think you have to like click when you sign up that you
Yeah.
want to be in the hookup lottery.
Yeah.
So if you weren't going to pay for it, why would you even enter it? But I'm guessing maybe people didn't show up, people didn't want to pay for it, so they didn't get it, and they had a couple left. But that never happened to me in the past. Like in the past,
I didn't ask questions by the way. Okay, dude.
maybe they have a couple for that reason. So when somebody's like, "Yeah, man, I'll pay $5,000 for that," hookup.
Yeah, they're like, oh, sign here.
Yeah.
And so Monday comes along, we do another like orientation, something like 9, and then it's just like the factory support. We just go around to each rig, and Tim Cotter's telling everybody, blah blah blah, talking to everybody about it. And like there were some OEMs that were like they had no idea what was going on. They didn't understand. Like, and I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. Like I feel like every OEM knew this was coming and knew. And then there were some OEMs that are like, yeah, we had no idea y'all were coming and we didn't get any like heads up. And I'm like, okay, that's a little weird.
Oh, they probably did. They probably just didn't care.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And, no.
Sorry.
And then, so then we're like, we would do, in the second part of the day, they're like, okay, pick an OEM, you're only here for this part of the day. It's like, me being smart, I'm like, dude, I'm going to Cobra. I don't want to work on Cobra all day one day. And so I raised my hand, I went to Cobra the second half of the day. And, I mean, who would have thought Cobra was one of the best ones? Like, I would have never thought.
Well, so I mean, they're a small company.
Yeah,
so
like
it's
I
more
was
down to earth.
I was like literally talking, like the owner was there of Cobra, and I was literally talking to him all week, and, not all week, but like all day that day. And like some dude brought in a engine for us to do something on, and like I guess I was making like subtle hints that like I know what's going on, and they're like, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I work on KT engines. I'm like, oh, like what? I'm like, I'm the head technician there. I'm like, okay. So then they like kind of like loosen my reins a little bit, give me some leash to do work on that actual Cobra, which by far is so easy. Like, like compared to a KTM 50, I would work on Cobra every day. Those things are. I mean, you pull the cover off and you pull the clutch out, and then there's nothing. You're done with that side. Flip it over, take the stator off. You're splitting cases. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's not bad. And so like,
there's a lot of thought, I think, for them into like if we're at a race.
Yeah.
Kid lunches a crane. Can we change it in an hour?
Easily.
You know, and
Easily.
Everything else, you're probably not doing it in an hour.
Yeah. No. And then
3, maybe. A couple to 3 on some stuff, maybe.
For what?
65, 85,
Yeah.
Things like that.
Well, I mean, 65 probably longer. 85.
The only thing with the 65 is just because of the power valve. Kind of makes it a little tough.
But 85, yeah, it'd probably take me like an hour with both my hands around my back while I fold it. You know. And then Tuesday went to Cali for the first part, and pretty cool. Like didn't do anything because I was in like Team Green, like with Ryder D's bike, Drew Adams, Bay Fluke, what's the other kid? Janik. There's another kid.
Janik's hurt.
Yeah, there's another kid. I can't remember his name. And was pretty cool. Talked to Tony Archer, and then talked to Bezos mechanic. Talked to Ryder D's dad, and so got some like inside scoop before everybody else did. And I was like, oh, this.
It's been released now.
Yeah, it's
He's
been
on
released
PC,
now.
But you
Yeah,
did tell me like, hey, he's going to PC.
yeah,
and,
like pretty cool. And like he told me like one thing we got into. I'm like, and he's saying like, I know a lot of pro dads and sons part ways and hurt the family relationship. He's like, I'm not really worried about that. I want to raise a good son, and then if he still races, that's cool. If he doesn't, that's cool. I just want to like get to still be with my son even if he races stuff. I'm like, the fact that he like mentally acknowledges that.
Yeah, and step back once he turned pro and he's on a team. Step back and it's like, okay, y'all take control.
Yeah, it's like 10 steps ahead of a lot of dads that we hear about.
Well, I mean, I hear that like Sexton's dad, they say he's kind of like
still,
that.
Yeah.
He's still around. He helps, chase some, but like
you never
as
know.
far as like the team, like he stepped back,
Yeah.
and they say he's a cool guy. I think they said Seeley's dad was like that. Cool
Yeah.
guy. Like, stepped,
So like it's cool to see that he already knows that he's seen the bad and he wants to not do like this. So pretty cool. And then Tuesday afternoon went to Yamaha. If anybody's asking, we're not becoming a Yamaha dealer at all.
No, I mean Donnie wants to.
No. Yamaha could go piss themselves. I don't care. I was okay with Yamaha, running for years. I went to the Rock River Triangle.
So hold on. Well, so you can't hold on, right?
I can.
You can't say Yamaha. You can't say Star Yamaha. You can't say even the NRA Yamaha. NSA, whatever. NRA, NSA. I think it goes together. Sheriff's Association, Rifle Association. They're one and the same.
Yeah.
But you can't. So you can't because you went to Rock River. It could have just been the Rock River guys.
Or, but then like I met like the head. What was he? Manager. He was somebody kind of high up in marketing manager, like the head marketing manager, somebody like that, some dude.
Yeah.
Like he seemed like he had something up his ass too. And I'm like it was just like bad vibes all the way around Yamaha.
Yeah.
Rock River Yamaha, Triangle Cycles Yamaha. They like basically told me like, hey, just go sit in the corner, don't touch anything, and let us do our job. And it's like I would still just be like get up and talk and like. Thor Powell, I guess, rides for me. He like wadded himself in the moto, like his whole bike was destroyed. And I was like, can I help, like borrow or something? They're just like, no, can't wait. I was like, so piss on them.
Yeah.
And
so knowing how all the other teams were.
Yes.
With very open to you doing a lot of stuff.
Or not even doing like I don't even care. Because I understood going in that these guys aren't just going to be open to me just start working on stuff. Because I wouldn't be like that either.
Yeah.
If somebody randomly came into the shop and he was like, just started like, I wouldn't just give him stuff to work on, or I wouldn't just allow him to work on stuff when we're just some shop in the back of the Napa.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that, but like, just being nice. You don't have to let me do stuff just to be nice and talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the whole That was the whole point of it.
Yeah.
And so I was supposed to go back Friday afternoon. I didn't because park home. And so Wednesday went to Honda, and like we started working on. Their bike was there with like clutch issues and like the clutching wrong, blah blah blah, and didn't really do much. Talked to Heath's dad. I wanted to talk to Goose really bad, but he was like off busy doing other stuff because like Hymus's race was up. And somebody else was in Noah Viney. Rhino was in under the tent.
You didn't tell me this.
Rhino was under the tent.
Did you pass out and have to wake you back up?
No, I forgot to tell you. So like Rhino and some other media guy are just like under the tent doing like stretches and yoga and stuff, just in the middle of the thing. And I'm like, I understand Rhino doing it, and he's like talking to some dude. And he's like a camera, and he's doing it too. And I'm like. Do I just like start going in and doing
You
it?
probably should have.
Just because this.
You should ask Rhino if this was going to help unlock your hips and like that would have been great.
I should have like.
Am I going to get 2 chickens from this?
2 chickens, and so that was all right. And then where'd I go? KTM.
Yeah.
Who would have thought, man? KTM's the coolest. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like, I would have. But like, talk to, I guess people you know. Like I told them where I worked, and they're like, dude, that's so cool. You work with Donnie and Jake, and like, man, yeah, we just talked to Donnie at the deal, me and blah blah blah, and like, even the guys like working on like knew
Yeah.
who we were, and I like looked up. They didn't have it like, you know how we can look up on the internet. I get
They didn't have the internet.
No, well they did like in the thing because I guess they got internet in there, but
Yeah.
like outside there's just a bunch of books, and so I had to like, it's like
Yeah,
a
flip through books.
yes,
Oh,
and,
wow.
and I was like, God, this is kind of,
Yeah.
I haven't done this in years. It's like the olden days, like looking for part numbers and stuff. And then I go in there, and there was this like big guy. His name was Sully. And he would like tell Sully the prices, and they'll get the prices and stuff. And
Yeah.
I guess it was like significantly cheaper.
Mhm.
And those were all my guys. And
So, I think it's kind of cool. Like, I don't know how the other OEMs operate with like, but I know like at KTM and all the guys that go to the events and doing stuff. That's the dealer services guys.
Yeah.
So when we call in,
y'all,
that's who we talk to for
Yeah.
warranty, for any kind of question, whatever. So yeah, that's how they know, because it's. But I thought it was cool. Like KTM is so like. A lot of the guys are more personable. You can just go up and talk, and they're like just seem like more like enthusiastic, normal dudes. Like you told me that Robert said he knew, and you don't know that Robert Pierce is the like second in control of KTM North America. Like he's.
No idea.
Yeah, dude, he's head of operations or whatever. He's like way high up.
Yeah, and he's just.
So yeah,
and,
it's pretty, and
even like the guys under the tent, like being under the tent, they act just like we do at the shop.
Yeah.
Like just like BSing all the time, and just like goofing off, but like doing the job. I'm like, dude, that kind of fits in right how we are.
Yeah.
Like, it's so. It was cool to be under the tent like that. I wish I would have gave me. I wish I would have picked like just like going to 2 teams all week, like 2 days.
Could you have done that?
I think so, but like I wanted to do all the OEMs first.
Yeah.
And then go, but then my last day was Friday anyway, so I'm like, I don't know who to go to, so I just went back to Cali. But like Suzuki was cool, like Dustin Pipes, like Twisted T team owner was there, and he's like, yeah, like we don't have much for you to do, and we sat there for a second. He's like, y'all know how to put on graphics? I'm like, yeah, I could put on some graphics, even though I suck at them.
Yeah.
And I hate doing that. I'm like, I could put on. So he's like, gave us a graphic kit for Heart Raft and not Marshall.
Yeah, it was Welton.
Welton. And I put on all the graphics. So for Budds Creek, if you're at Budds Creek and you see any bubbles in there, you don't. Those aren't for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. If you notice that the Twisted Tea guys' graphics blow off the mid first moto,
don't worry.
You know who put their graphics on.
Don't worry about it. And
notice their numbers upside down or something.
It was Suzuki graphics are hard.
They got a lot of holes, a lot of curves.
And so
what brand graphics were they? Do you remember?
It's KTM.
Okay, were they good? Like, did they feel like roofs and stuff, like thick, like went on really good, stuff good, like pretty high quality?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
They weren't like, I don't think they were as thick as some other ones.
Yeah.
But I took it on and off 50 times, and they still,
that's cool. So
they
plenty sticky then.
Yeah, and so it took me twice as long to put on graphics, so I'm like, I need to try to make these pretty good. These aren't mine.
Yeah.
I could just like leave a bubble in them or something. And grabbed a couple Twisted Tees before I left. Got some stickers for one of our buddies who are really fond into the Twisted Tea Suzuki rig. We got some into what would I say next? Shaw. Jay Shaw.
Oh, yeah, I don't know when we'll see Shaw.
Jay Shaw's a big. I should have.
Maybe if I get some schools going up here, they'll come up.
Yeah. And went back to film Thursday. Still just as cool, And ended the week at Cali on Friday, and I mean, I was in Cali, Cali on Friday, and then Rider D bike messes up Friday afternoon.
Probably your fault.
Maybe took the air filter out. Maybe drain the oil. You never know. Gas needed a championship. I gotta.
The right person's gonna listen to this and probably think that.
No, I never touched a bike. Yes, anybody there. All I did was like help change wheels and like clean stuff off. Never actually physically worked on a bike. You know what? We did speculate what happened over the ride of his bike.
Oh yeah, because you said that the clutch. He would come back. He was like a guy that abused the clutch.
Yes.
Would come back and you could smell it and stuff.
Yeah.
So I bet you he smelled the clutch.
Yeah, I would think because he would come if you went and watched any pro sport motos, you would see he would just come into a corner and ride him and get out. I'm like, and then you would see like somebody like maybe Braswell. Yeah, probably like Braswell or like Martinez, somebody like that.
Just roll through the corner, just carry
Just
a lot
come
of
in, yeah. Just come in like, and I was like, I mean, it's not like riding slow, so it's like,
yeah.
But how helpful is that going to be in the cars?
Yeah, I mean, there's other guys. Tomek rides the clutch a lot.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so I mean, you can't. I don't feel like it's a large amount of guys that are just like abusing the crap out of the clutch.
Yeah.
But there's probably a few, and they make it work. There's not a perfect riding style out there. People make stuff work all the time that you know I can look at and be like, oh man, I don't know that that's, but they make it work. So it's so I said there's not a perfect riding style. You just find little things you can work on and improve those.
So that was my week. It was great first time at the ranch all week. Really enjoyed it.
I'm jealous.
I know you are.
I wanted to go all week.
Watching Eli, if people didn't know, Eli got in our first alternate. He stayed in the RV with me, and watching, he had a moto.
He mechanicked for him twice.
Yes.
He had to be,
Yeah, and so like watching from the mechanics area, the second moto at 3:30, I was watching it and it hit me. It struck me like
how rough it was.
I was like, I don't want to ride that. Like I was like, why?
Well, if you know how to ride it, it's not bad.
Yeah, but I don't know how to ride that. And so I was like,
you're probably right.
And I was like, yeah, I have no intentions. I was like, that does not look fun to me. I would not want to ride that. And I was like, and so like seeing Eli struggle that second moto, I understood it perfectly because I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like that just looks absolutely. And Eli was the same way. Like he's never gone anywhere where you have to set up a turn 2 turns before because the ruts.
Yeah, and you have to remember like
what rut.
Hey, I took that rut the last lap and it was terrible. So there's 11 more this way. I'm gonna go for the third one.
Yeah, that's like.
And like remembering like this.
And they probably come together at some point,
yeah.
and it's like, yeah, like I understood it 100%, and so Eli went.
Yeah, or then you go into like say he goes into a rut and it's changed because there's 41 other guys out there. The way the dirt is, like, it started to blow out and it's blown out now.
Yeah.
And knowing what to do when like you're coming in and like, oh, I'm already in and I notice it's blown out at the end. What do I do?
Or like coming into a rut and you have no idea what the rut's gonna do.
Yeah.
Like
hooks really quick.
Yeah.
Or, it's got a G out in the
and
middle.
how to be fast and something like that. And I mean, I struggle with it,
because we don't have tracks that do that here.
Yeah,
really. Well, I mean, we don't.
I know, but I felt the rant coming, and I stopped it there. We got to talk about the rant.
Okay.
And so that's why Eli went 22, 35, 22.
Yep.
And for 20.
I don't even know.
For 21st overall.
27th
overall. And so, like.
That's not terrible.
That's not. Yeah.
Not terrible.
Yeah, and so like when he came off the track, the first moto, his first 22, he got like a pretty good start, and then faded back, and because like he was at Alton Island 5 minutes before the moto started, and he didn't look on the gate, so like brand new, doesn't know, like first moto, fine, and which like it's still good, 22nd, no matter.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, from Hope.
Yeah, the hope from Hope.
Yeah. And so like second moto going in, I told him, and maybe I got in his head, maybe his daddy got in his head, that like the track's gonna be absolutely gnarly.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be bad. Just make your way through it. Don't fall. do the best you can. And so like he came off, and it was like World War III.
Yeah.
It was bad, and I'm like trying to calm everybody down, and tell like we gotta understand like we're here, it's fine, you made it, and you don't ride anything like that ever again. So like going into the third moto, I think it's kind of still in his head a little bit, and we made the wrong tire. Not we. I made the wrong tire choice.
I told you.
I
told you before you went.
I don't even.
I would never run that tire there.
Yeah, but what do you know?
I've been there 11 times, is what I know.
Oh, yeah.
I would never run that tire there.
I should have just asked, like, Johnny Moore or somebody.
I think he would probably say he would not run that tire there.
Well, Moeller or somebody.
I think we
going
talked about
in,
it in the group chat.
After the fact, I put the tire on.
And then you're like, well, half the guys had... Yeah, they're C guys, which I just wouldn't run that tire there.
It was an 8... No, I wasn't even 8. It was like a 10 o'clock moto.
I know.
And so it was supposed to rain.
There's too much heart. There's too much of a base.
It was supposed to rain,
and they packed it in.
And yeah, and I didn't know that until I was sitting there watching it.
That was the day before, I think, though, when they packed it.
No, it was.
Or was it that day?
It was that day, and I didn't notice it until I was sitting under the Cowie tent, and I'm like, and so I didn't have time to take his bike all the way 4 miles down the road.
Yeah, if you didn't have to park in area 4, you'd have had time to run over there and swap a wheel.
Yeah, it wouldn't have taken 2 seconds.
Because y'all had the other one on the wheel.
Yeah.
You just were swapping the rear wheel.
Yeah. And so, bad tire choice off the gate. From the back of the gate to the 10 feet out was concrete. But then they still kind of plowed it, and so bad tire choice on my part. He got a bad start, but worked his way up to 22nd. Proud of that. He told me, he's like, yeah, dude, my arms were pumping up so bad. I would hear somebody behind me. I just how to just hold on, and I'm like, that's good. Like, at least you're pushing through that.
Yeah.
You're running mid-pack and the fastest 40 kids in the nation. You gotta be proud of it.
Yep, for sure.
And it was more of a faster track. There weren't ruts, and so I'm like, this is right up your alley.
Yep, I mean, he did good.
Yeah.
So should we?
I'm proud of the kid.
Yeah. Should we do our rundown of our local guys?
Yeah.
And if we remember if any of these guys are customers, and there's probably customers we have that weren't local that we didn't put on here.
That we forgot. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes, we have a lot. And this, like, we put everybody on here, whether you got a good finish or a bad finish, whatever.
Just to give everybody a shout out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is not even everybody we know.
There's never a bad finish at the Loretta's, because once you make the Loretta's, you're pretty good.
Yeah, you need to be proud that you made it.
Yeah.
This is not a. It's a race that maybe could help. That could help you if you win the right class.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say win the right class. You could win a class that's not the right class, it doesn't matter. You can get second in a class that's the right class, and it doesn't matter. You get second. So, but you go in and getting a 35th there, nobody remembers that or sees that. But you get some experience. You get So it's not a race that's gonna break you, but it's a race that could make you. All right, so 250B Grayson Fair. So not a customer, but we know him. I mean, he's Louisiana, know him.
Yeah.
Caleb Bertrand, rider. So 16, 18, 14, 12th overall.
As an alternate, pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. 250B Limited, Michael McLean.
Alabama.
24, 24, 19, 21st overall. I've raced with him, don't really know him. But he's a Team Sakai guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he's Team Sakai.
Yeah.
250C Limited, Coy Atson, 369, 5th overall. I was sweating. So if people don't know, we worked on CJ, and he goes by CJ, but they had him on their Coy. So we had CJ's bike here go like week before Loretta's, and he had a problem with it kind of cutting out, kind of running weird. We did a little bit of stuff to it, nothing major, because we couldn't really find anything. We couldn't make it do the same problem. Couldn't really find anything.
Yeah.
So we just did some, general checks of some stuff, just did some maintenance things, and we actually took it and rode it for Pine Bluff, and three of us rode it, never had a problem.
Yeah.
I thought the bike was great. Cool. New chassis good.
Yeah.
New chassis good. So I was kind of sweating, like, his first moto. I'm like, he went through practice. I didn't hear anything that he had a problem or anything. First moto, I'm like, man, I hope, hope. And it wasn't this class, I don't think, because I think it was his other class.
GDC Junior.
Yeah, it was 250C Junior. He got 6th. But he was in 3rd and he failed, battling for 2nd. I'm like, dude, like, his bike's obviously running good, and like the kid did good. And then all week he kills it.
Yeah.
And then later on, talked to his mom, and the problem did come back midway through the week, about like the 4th moto, and they took it to KTM and they worked on it, replaced the wiring harness, did a bunch of other stuff. Thinks maybe they hopefully fixed it, but it's such an intermittent problem of you not. I mean, he did. I think he did 2 practice. We rode it at Pine Bluff.
Yes.
He did 2 practices at Loretta's,
Yes.
and almost 4 motos before it came back up again.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
how
so
weird.
weird.
Yeah, so it's like, we tried. They thanked us a lot for, for getting through, and trying to help and getting the guys at KTM to help.
Doing our best.
Yep. So he went 3.69 5th overall. He killed it and did even better in the other class, which we'll talk about. And then, so also in that class, 250C Limited, Seth Eubanks, 15, 18, 33, 21st. They're Alabama. Not a customer, but the dad's called here a lot trying to go KTM. They're Honda. He's tried to go KTM a lot in the last couple of years, but just with not being able to get bikes.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to and stuff like that. They just hadn't pulled the trigger on that yet, but I do know the dad does, contact us for bike stuff every now and then.
I think I've seen him.
Yeah.
I remember him.
So then, same 2 kids, another class, 250C Junior. CJ goes 6.33 for 2nd overall.
What a moto
Let's see, man.
Dude, we'll get into it further down the line of just overalls. 6.33 for 2nd overall.
They killed it.
Yes.
Killed it.
That's awesome.
So I've got some other news that could affect him.
Should we drop it?
Yeah, sure. So from what I've heard.
Hold on. Let's get through the list first.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, I think
we'll come back.
Make a mental note, write it down.
Because he was where he was training, which I feel like.
No, stop.
Okay.
Get to the list.
Okay.
And
then we'll come back and we'll make sure to remember that CJ's getting us into it. Okay. Then Seth Eubanks went 26, 28, 26, 26th overall in that one. In 450B, Dalton Fisher, 37, 33, 37, 38th overall.
You don't know about.
I don't know him.
I talked to my Fast Farms. He's
Tennessee kid.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee kid. I've seen him a lot at races. Threw his name on there.
All right, and then we go 125C. Braden Sampay, 11, 22, 17, 15th overall. He is Graham KTM, Graham Gas. He is somewhat supported. We help the whole Adams Industry crew, a bunch of Louisiana guys. So did good. 15th overall is pretty good. And then Eli, obviously. We talked about Eli. Eli's obviously Graham supported. 125C Holt Kennedy, 29, 29, 33 for 31st. Alabama kid.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Is he Sakai?
That's what I thought. That's what I put him on there. I don't remember.
I think he's. Was he in another?
Does he wear O'Neill?
No, it was Landon Hartsville, I think. I don't know.
If he wears O'Neill, more likely it's Team Sakai kid because who wears O'Neill willingly?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Dean Wilson?
No. He gets paid next.
Alex Ray?
He gets paid next.
Alright. Then 125 Junior BC. Landon Hartz. 14 DNF, 13, 22nd overall. Man, DNF. That if you wouldn't have had a DNF there, it would have been
top 10.
Probably had a top 10. Then Schoolboy 1, Landon Hartz kills it.
Yeah.
10, 5, 7, 5th overall. And he's a Team Sky guy because Mike was pretty pumped.
Yeah.
He was pretty.
I
don't think they expected this.
I think he just moved. He was at. I get him and the other kid. He's 97 on KTM. The other kid's 92, who battle for the championship. Noah Stevens.
Yeah.
I get them two mixed up. I think he just went. He moved from Moto 8 to MTF. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So.
All right, and then Schoolboy 2, Michael McLean, 31, 19, 17, 19th overall. Talked about him already. I didn't know he was that young.
Yeah, he's young.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
He rides older. That's why, looking at him, he kind of looks
like. I raced him at McLarty. I thought he was probably like a.
That guy.
not a vet guy, but like a college boy guy, like
Yeah.
in his early 20s or something.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't
Which,
know he
like,
was a kid.
Stuff like that. When
Doesn't make me feel as bad when some kid beats me that I don't like.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't want to get beat by an old guy that I should be beating.
yeah, I mean, you're old, so I'm glad.
Yeah, but I don't want other old guys beating me.
Yeah, sucks to suck. Race Browning.
I'll race Brownie. I'm not scared. I'll race Brownie when it's time.
I like 31, 19, 17 is, and I like that better than 17, 19, 31.
Yeah, because you get better throughout the week.
Yeah, you end on a good note. Your best finish was your last finish. I like that. I like seeing at least you were getting better as the week goes
Yeah.
on.
And then, so same class, Schoolboy 2, Trevor Butler, DNF 38-33. Where's he from?
Yeah,
Tennessee?
I think so.
And then Grayson Fair, DNF 34 DNF. What? He obviously had some kind of bike issue with that.
No, I think he was
Or
more
crashes?
focused. I think he was more focused on food.
Maybe so. All right, then let's move on. Open Pro Sport. You didn't want to put this guy on there, Jake. He's not local.
No. I wasn't talking about this guy.
Heath Harrison?
Yes.
He lives in North Carolina.
Okay,
But he is the Alabama Slammer.
I've never heard of that one.
10-9-3.
For 7
He hurt some kids' feelings with that third in the last
A
one.
lot of vet guys hurt kids' feelings this week.
The Open Pro Sport was won by a vet guy. Come on, kids, where you at now? All these kids are so good. Kids are so great, but the failed privateers are winning. Failed? You gotta be like, this guy tried to be pro.
Failed. You can't say failed.
They tried to be pro, and they didn't make it, and they had to go get a job.
No, he's a pro woods
Oh,
rider.
okay, he's a desert guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he lives
Still
in
ha-
California.
he
He was
still-
a fast moto guy.
He still rides
And-
dirt bikes for a living.
And you know how
That's
many?
not failed.
Okay, well,
You're failed.
okay.
Exactly.
You think that that Martinez doesn't probably have to do some kind of other work? Do you think the desert thing pays enough? Because I doubt it does.
Right now, yes. When he's got
Okay.
on for championship, and no matter what you are, you're going to get paid
Okay.
enough.
Well, maybe. All right, so next, Open Pro Sports still. Spencer winner, 26, 16, 22, 19th overall. Where's he from? Never heard of him.
Some Bodak town and
Waverly?
BFE.
Yeah, Waverly, Tennessee, I think.
Yeah. I've never heard of him, but
I
I've
mean,
heard
you should probably do decent when it's literally your backyard.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he owns that land.
No, we're going to hear from Spencer and Patrick now. No, Spencer's our boy. Spencer's
I've never
for
heard.
sure Grand KTM's the boy.
Oh yeah,
Spencer's our number one guy.
yeah. You back Spencer, I back Patrick. You know.
That's fine. I back Patrick too.
Um,
Me and Spencer are friends because of Patrick.
Oh, Patrick's good. if you saw this, I saw him one time.
If you want to be friends with any dad at the track, it's
Yes,
Patrick.
for sure. I got 2 Patrick stories from the week. One Patrick story, like I see him early Sunday night or whatever. You know, we're talking whatever, and he comes down the RV, he sees me, ow, and he walks back in, grabs a beer for me, and he's like, "Who's this? Who are these people?" And it was Mitch and Eli. And I was like, "Yeah, it's Eli. He would have made it in his regional, but he fell last moto, whatever." And Patrick walks over and smokes Eli on the back of the head. He's like, "You idiot!" And I'm not knowing this kid at all. He's like, "You should be here, but you're an idiot." And I'm like, I told Eli, I'm like, "Don't take it personal. He's just, he knows you should be here. You just made a stupid mistake." And then
Patrick's gonna let you know.
yeah, he'll let you know straight up like what's going on. And then I was at some tent. I don't know where I was, under some rig, and I just see like 2, like I guess it's grandsons.
Yeah, I think Spencer's sister has kids.
Yeah, and so like they're running on the scooter, and you just see him like with his head down. He's like a grumpy old man trying to chase these 2 grandchildren out. I'm like, God, that's so Patrick. He looks grumpy.
That's awesome. All right, we'll move on to and our thing later is maybe going to affect him.
Okay.
And maybe the next guy too. Kimball Jett, 2018, 28, 21st overall.
Is that, I think he's one of my disappointments.
Yeah, you said that, but not in the other class.
But College Boy did do
I
really
guess I
good.
think you felt like he was going to be like
Yeah.
like front runner and everything. 'cause of
Not
the height.
a front runner, but like top 10 15 guy.
I don't feel like that though. I guess do you get the hype just local wise?
I think so. I think
Local
you just,
scene. You get the
yeah,
hype.
I think you just hear them local.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like some other guys around here who like locally you hear the hype, but like you just don't know. I think that's about it.
And then Bryce Klippel, 21, 25, 26, 24th overall.
Okay.
Bryce is another of our Graham supported guys, local guy, back 40 MX.
Yeah, like we'll get to it when it gets to plus 25, but like, yeah. What other? Tell me what other track owner?
What other track owner gets 24th overall in Open Pro Sport?
Top 10 overall, 25 plus.
Brandon Haas. He wins plus 30.
Okay.
On Club MX.
Okay, second. He's second.
You make for a good track when you're a guy that rides at that level because you know what to do.
And you're
exactly.
top,
yeah. So then we go to 250 Pro Sport, Spencer, Winter, 18, 17, 12, 12th overall. Spencer killed it. I don't think I talked to Patrick and he was happy. He was. I said, dude, on paper, you can tell everybody. Ryder D got 11th, we got 12th. On paper, nobody if they don't go overall, who's going to go and look and see that Ryder D?
And if you look in the vault, it doesn't tell you moto scores; it just shows you overall.
Yeah, and he's going to be, and people are like, dang, like. But he did really well. That class is stacked, and for Spencer to get 12th overall, like I feel like last year he got 6th in College Boy.
Yeah.
I feel like this 12th in Pro Sport is better than that.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I
feel like Spencer made gains.
Yeah,
I feel like Spencer has made gains this year.
And I think he told me, he's like, man, I talked to him, I guess, the day before that. He's like, yeah, dude, it's just insane how like fast these guys can go, like top 10 wise, like for all 25 minutes. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're in a stacked class.
He was there though, dude.
Yeah.
He
didn't.
there.
He may have faded. He got a pretty good start, and he may have faded a little bit. But these are like factory kids.
Yeah.
You can't say anything about that. That's really good.
And then, all right, so we got Trevor Dunn, 25, 33, 31, 28. And then Jordan Fancher, 28, 31, 35 for 33rd.
McQueen's got.
Yeah.
He's a
All right, so we move on to College Boy, Kimball Jett, 4, 3, 11, 5th overall. Kind of tossed it away that last moto. Not sure what happened. He had a bad start, I'm pretty sure, but.
Yeah, but still. So okay,
good.
wait. While we're on the topic, so the guy who won College Boy.
Yep.
Got 23rd overall in to the Pro Sport. Went DNF. Okay. We'll not count that with 23-9. So would you have put Spencer as a title contender in the
Yes,
College 25?
probably.
I think it would have been more consistent.
Probably.
But the dude went 1-1-1. I want one what Palmer did. Or he went 1-2-1. I think the Palmer's winning.
All right, so we're still on College Boy. Micah Matthews, 26, 21, 15, 19th overall. Didn't you tell me he got in as alternate?
No,
or was it another class?
No, he doesn't leave the regionals with a ticket each year.
Yeah.
But when the list comes out,
because he's close to getting in, and they're going to get 19th overall.
Yes,
That's pretty good.
He does.
Solid.
That's his for sure third year doing that.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I'm like, dude, that's just solid.
Yep. Fancher was in this also, 27, 32, 33, and Trevor Dunn was in it too, 38, 35, DNF, 38.
Yeah, but
oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that sucks because Trevor's like got a job.
Yeah.
Older, like it's just he's still just out there having fun.
Yeah,
he's
cool. I met him at like being kind of like not local, but like
South Alabama.
Yeah, met him at a regional. Pretty cool. Talked to him.
Yep.
He's up in that.
All right, so we're on to plus 25. Klippel went 10, 22, 11, 12th overall. Had a bad second moto. Yeah. Then plus 30, our boy, John Moeller, same thing. 7, 31, 9, 13th overall. He was in right around the top 10 that moto.
Yeah.
Second moto, and he failed.
I didn't get a chance to watch.
Yep.
I feel bad because he's going to listen. I didn't get a chance to watch him. I feel bad, man. But I talked to him on his way through the gate.
You know, maybe you pumped, what was that for the first moto when he got 7th? Third moto? At least he got 9th.
Yeah.
So, me and Moeller, hold on. So this is his first year riding 30. 18 was my first year. The only year I rode 30 there, but my first year. And I went 9.79. We almost had similar scores. But if he would have went 9.79, he would have got like 6th overall. I got 9th overall. Like the year I went, everybody was super consistent. Like
Yeah.
you know, the top 10 guys finished in the top 10 like every moto.
Yeah.
And this past year it was not like that.
Is he a Graham supporter, John? No, he's a Shot Moto Pod
Moeller's a Shot Moto Pod guy,
supporter
and he's
guy.
Louisiana.
Well, he's,
But
we need
Moeller's
we
on
need
a
to,
Honda.
yeah, we need
He's
to,
like a Honda lifer guy.
yeah, we need to figure out.
Well, let's Yamaha some amateur wise, but his family owns. I guess they still own the dealership. His family owned the dealership. So I guess I need to ask him. I'm not sure. I don't know if they still
He
do
was
or
just
not.
talking about he was trying to find another bike. I feel like he would have another bike if he.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they sold it. I'm not sure.
I don't know. We need to figure out a sticker deal with Moeller.
Oh, we need a but we don't have any money. If anybody wants a sticker deal, you just put our sticker on for free, and we'll give you shout outs. Money will get there when it's time.
Yeah, we'll give you. I mean, yeah, we really don't have any money.
Okay. Let's move on this list so we don't take too long.
Okay.
40 plus, Corey Altazan, 35, 28, 33rd overall. Corey is obviously CJ's dad, if people aren't keeping track of that. 50 plus, John McLemore, 29, 28, 22, 27th overall. Louisiana guy. Yep. Women's, Kenzie Mercado, 30, 15, 11, 18th overall. She got better in women's as it went on. I think she got more comfortable on the big bike. Kenzie's obviously big time Graham supported. Local. 30 minutes on the road. Let's move on to little bikes. Micro E, so e-bike class. Kason Taylor, 5, 10, 11, 6th overall. Alabama kid. I don't really know him, but the Pedigos know him pretty well.
We know people that know.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I think they know me because Pedigos told them whatever, you know, just people talking. Then Ryder Anderson, 22, 11, 7, 11th overall. Ryder got better as the week went on. He is a Graham. He's a Graham supported kid, and we like his dad.
That's cool.
Yep. Logan Pate, 12, 32, 15, 16th overall. He was an Alabama kid. Braxton Hallbrooks, 16, 18, 30, 19th overall. Alabama kid. Aiden Hendricks, 33, 35, 32, 35th. Kason Holloway, 30, 34, 36, 36th overall. They're both customers.
Are they all Alabama?
They're all Alabama. Yep, all north. I don't know about Logan Pate and Braxton Hallbrooks how exactly we're in Alabama, but I know the other two, Hayden and Kason. Aiden and Kason are they are North Alabama,
Yeah.
but they buy here. We move on. Micro 1 is 4 to 6 shaft. Trevor Capps, 6, 7, 21 for 7th. He's an Alabama kid. I know.
Let's explain this.
I know how you go 6, 7, 21 for 7th overall.
What is that? Is that wait shaft? Yeah. Go to the next guy.
Carter Early,
Yeah.
25, 11, 2, 9th overall. PW class, man.
Wide open. I mean, you can go DNF 1, and get like 3rd overall.
Maybe not. We go to Matthew Semino, Matt, 20, 20, 20, 19th overall. He was consistent. Consistent. There's Louisiana. They fought here before. Cruz Shakes Niger. I think I got that right. 27, 31, 23, 28. He's a customer. He's a Graham kid.
Yeah, it's like 27, 21, 23.
27, 31, 23.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Wyatt Cole Sullins, 32, 27, 25, 31st. I'm not sure where, Alabama or Tennessee. Easton Dove, 33, 28, 36, 36th overall. Alabama, and his dad was a pro. Jonathan Dove, North Alabama. I used to race with him a lot. Micro 2, 4 to 6, which is just the mini class. This is a Graham kid, but he's on a Cobra in this class. But he's a Graham kid. I'm claiming him. And he's local. And his dad's cool. Tate Brush, 275, 5th overall. And I was hoping Tate was going to be a title guy.
I mean,
With the first moto,
yeah,
but still, dude, you got to hold your head high.
Yeah.
For sure. Chase Thompson, 25, 40, 12 for 23rd. Nelson Cox, 39, 33, 15, 28. Not yet a Graham kid, but about to be, because I got a Gas 65 in there with his name on it. They're coming to get it. Talked to his dad yesterday. He said maybe today, if not today, Tuesday of next week he's coming for sure. And it's crazy. I talked to them the week before Loretta's. They were on their way. He was just on the list. Called him, hey man, we got a gas S65. You're on the list. Yeah man, we're on the way to Loretta's, and I'm like, oh cool. And he's like, yeah, my youngest boy, he got in 4 to 6 class. I'm like, and they're from Collierville, Tennessee. I'm like, wait, what? You're like 30 minutes up the road, and I don't know who you are. And you made Loretta's?
Yeah, it's weird.
Crazy.
Seems like we would have.
Seems like we would have seen him somewhere. He's been here, like crazy. Yep.
Not.
But gonna meet him, so they're
Sweet.
we're gonna be a part of the crew. Then we move on to Micro 378, Mason Jenkins, 23, 20, 34 for 25th overall. Not sure where. Tennessee or Alabama.
What is it?
Porter Chambers, 36, 41, 37, 41st. Same, he's got to be Tennessee or Alabama. So 65, 79 limited. Axel Ward, 15, 22 DNF, 26th. Axel's an Alabama kid. His dad was a pro, I know his dad. And they, I don't know if they've ever bought here, but they've been on the list a bunch, and they've tried to buy here some. Chad does call me and keep in touch with me for stuff, to try to be a customer. I like that. Like, sometimes we might not have a bike or whatever, but these guys that they want to do business here and they try to do business here, like, I'm gonna keep an eye out on you and watch, because, like, you want to try and do business here, do business with us, cool. Like, I'm gonna,
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Talon Leach, 24, 29, 36, 30th overall. I guess I think he's maybe Alabama or Tennessee guy. Then regular 65, 79, Axel Ward, 22, DNF, 38. Not sure, like,
Something with that.
yeah, I'm not sure if they got crashes, getting hurt. Like, he could have, like, I'm not sure. Then we can move on 65, 10 to 11 limited. Elliot Bowser. They're kind of customers and kind of local now because they live in Louisiana now. 145, second overall.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Colt Martin, 10, 17, 10, ninth overall. He's an Alabama kid.
Cool.
I had to put him on here,
Cool.
and he's always been fast. Colin Holbrook, 30, 14, 15, 18th overall. Same thing, local Alabama kid. Easton Graves, 8, 41 DNF, 31st overall. And Easton had motos where he was up front. I watched a lot, heard his name a lot, whole shots, trying to run up front some. He's a Louisiana kid. I've known who they are forever. Same deal. Then, they try to be customers here. But Shot Moto Pod's claiming him. His sister is a listener.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So we'll figure out.
So we are claiming. They're gonna figure out. We need a helmet deal.
We'll figure out a sticker.
We need
deal.
to send Easton a sticker for, like, go on the bike, helmet, something.
Yeah.
His sister can work that deal.
Yeah. We'll contact his agent.
Yeah. All right. Then we got Creighton Harris, 35, 33, 34, 36th overall. He's a Pine Bluff, Arkansas kid.
Yeah.
Local Arkansas kid. Lawson Showles, DNF, 38, 38, 42nd over. He's an Arkansas kid, but, like, North Arkansas.
Yeah.
65, 10 to 11. Elliot Bowser, 2, 10, 3, second overall. So these are going to be some of the same kids.
Yeah.
So we'll just run down names and finishes. Colt Martin, 12, 9, 6, 7th overall. Easton Graves, 5, 19, 20. See, he had those motos,
Yeah,
15th overall.
Showing speed.
He shows he can be up there, but he's not consistent. Colin Holbrook, 23, 8, 17, 16th overall. Camden Scoggin, 21, 25, 30, 26th overall. He's a Tennessee kid. Creighton Harris, 31, 30, 31, 29th overall. We move on to 85s, 85, 10 to 12, limited. Carson Adams, 25, 24, 27, 26th overall. Carson he's a Graham kid.
Graham kid.
Yep, Louisiana. Hogan Mims, 33, 22, 28, 29th overall. Local Alabama kid. Then we moved Super Mini 1, Gabe Fink, 28, 22, 18, 20th overall. And then he was also Super Mini 2, 19, 27, 17, 17th overall. And he's like Fayetteville, Arkansas, way north.
Yeah.
So good ways from us, but he was Arkansas, so I bet you he's more like Missouri, Oklahoma, riding stuff like that. And then, so let me go over girls, and then I got something to talk about. So girls, we had Kinsey. She went 8, 6, 5, 6th overall. Again, that's 2 years in a row, 6th overall. I kind of expect a little more, but then I know, like, she doesn't get to ride enough.
Yeah.
Tony don't listen to this, I don't think, but we got to get her ride more. And you know what? I'm going to take blame for that.
Yes.
You
Take
know,
blame.
it's not really my fault, but I'm going to take some blame
take,
because
take some blame.
I don't, I haven't done enough work to get a track going here.
Yeah,
we can all
you don't do enough.
exactly. So still good. Nothing to hang your head about. And then Lillian Pettis, 420 DNF, second, third moto. She was up front in the top 10. She just, dude, I think crashes and stuff got her 20th overall. She's Alabama, has been a customer before.
I think what's my talking about? Ditchman somewhere like, this past year got like a next level stat.
Yeah.
And shows in 4, but I guess maybe first time at the ranch.
Maybe some nerves, maybe just pressure and things like that.
I think she's young in the class.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. So what I want to talk about is when we did I went through all those 50s, all those 65s, ton of kids from nobody from Mississippi. Well, there's 2 people from Mississippi, Eli and Kenzie. Terrible. So anybody that's from Mississippi and listen to this, I'm going to be real quick. The reason why, the tracks are terrible here. Tracks do not support that. It needs to be rough. It needs to be rutted. That's what's going to groom us kids to go to Loretta's. So if we want to be taken serious from Mississippi motocross, you want people coming to our races, it's got to be where we are producing kids and it's taken serious. It's a laughing stock right now. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. It's a laughing stock. It's a joke. It's a joke. It is, dude. I'm still like the fastest dude in Mississippi, and maybe John Murray. John Murray probably give me a run for my money.
Yeah, I think Eli will give you a run.
No, Eli will not.
Yeah,
I just rode with Eli a couple weeks ago.
And like,
give him a little bit. Eli's good, but
you're twice his age.
But exactly, I should not. There should be some people in the middle, and it's not. It's a joke. It's a joke, and I want to help make it better if I can, but I don't have the money to. We're working on it. We're working on it. So anyway, we got a lot of 50 kids that are Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama. Got a lot of 65 kids. You get to 85s, got 2. 1 Louisiana, 1 Alabama. Super many, you got 1 in Arkansas. That's it. That's it. And, I mean, you do have a bunch of big bikes, but you got a lot of vets mixed in there. You got a lot of... We're losing these guys.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've told people forever is you can't look at the 50 class and the 65 class, the young 65 class, and be like, oh man, it's healthy. It's healthy. No, dude. When it's healthy, we got a lot of 85 and super many kids.
Yeah.
We got a lot of schoolboy kids. That's when it's healthy.
Yeah.
Because they're staying in the sport. They're staying with it. They're not 3 to 5 years, you're still injured. You're still injured. You don't know yet.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry if I hurt feelings for guys that have been to Loretta's the last 2 years and they've been racing for 4 years. You're still injured. All right. Oh well, been doing this a long time, Grayson.
A little bit.
Anything else that our news. Let's break our news real quick. So
Breaking news.
I heard from a very reliable source.
Multiple rivals.
Actually, 2 reliable sources.
Multiple rivals.
That there's a split up at Real Deal Farm 14.
Yes.
And I don't want to go into details because it's a lot of hearsay, whatever, but there was some disagreements, and Rob is leaving, and it will not, so it won't be Real Deal there anymore.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's still going to be Farm 14. I've heard some rumors about somebody else going there, this or that or whatever, but I've heard some other rumors or some other things that, so we don't know what's going on there.
Yes.
It could potentially be gone.
Yes.
Sucks that Mississippi loses a track that had an area, had a regional, is a racetrack. I've got people that I know that live decently close to there. Think of the Bowsers. They moved from Oregon to Louisiana for that place.
Yeah.
And then it's just gonna, if it just goes away, they did a life change.
Yeah.
And something just goes away.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I called this back in the past, but it was red flags to me because Kevin's got money and he can just do whatever Kevin wants to do. But it's gone either way, whatever. It's changing, stuff's happening. It could be gone. I've talked to parents that have kids there that were there that, they're just like, they're kind of like, what do we do? What do we got? Like they don't, and so that's where I was saying earlier about there's these kids that, like CJ brought it up. I feel like it really helped him during the summer because he made Loretta's and then he was there all summer, and it prepared him for Loretta's
Yeah.
because he rode a track that got similar rough and rutted,
Yeah.
so he could be prepared for what he was coming to, and that helped. You can tell that helped him a lot because no track in Louisiana helped him for that. Wildwood could a little bit on days that it gets rough and rutted.
Yeah.
There's certain days that it could, but other than that, like, like Farm 14 helped him.
Yeah.
It helped him be ready for that. Eli didn't have that. He wasn't prepared. You can tell there's other kids that they're not prepared because they're not getting that. So you need that in your local area, some track like that. So it sucks that it's going away.
Yeah, you're fast enough. You're fast enough to make it through the area and regional, but if you look at who's at the area and regional, you got 12 classes
Yeah.
per regional. Now that they split it all up, so you have 40 guys in each class. You know, that's nothing near the amount
Yeah.
of what the roads produces.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it's going, and man, like from me wanting to be in that situation, like to be a trainer and have my place, and that's been my one thing of like, I'm so hesitant to do schools a lot somewhere or to build something with somebody else and all, it's because like when it's not yours, you're having to do stuff how somebody else is, and they can pull the rug out from under you at any given time.
Yeah.
And I feel for Rob that it just these things. This is the second one. It's not really worked out. You have to just because you start helping these kids, you're doing this, you're building this, and then bam, it's just gotta it's gotta change. It's gotta go somewhere else, or things change. And
Yeah, unpredictable.
yeah, it's just, and that's my thing. Even my thing with just doing a weekend class at a local track that I have no control over the prep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if these guys are going to get their money's worth. It might show up and it's a dust bowl.
Yeah.
It might show up and it's hard packed and they'll get no rides.
Yeah, that's a
So,
bad thing.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's enough on that. I don't want to ruffle too many feathers on people on us talking about that.
Yeah, I don't think it ruffles on feathers. I think it'll be alright.
Okay. So we that's it. Wrap it up.
Wrapping it up.
Wrap it up, B.
Like, subscribe, follow.
Yep. And this is second episode on the tube. So hey, I mean the first one got some views. It got us some subscribers. So we need to just keep building those subscribers, and we get 20 times the subscribers we have, so we can make this into something. But if you like it, you like what you hear, and you want to hear more, and let reach out to reach out to us, and reach out to all your friends and tell them and share it.
If they want to be on the pod, call us, text us.
Yeah, and all these kids that we talk about, you want that helmet deal, you want that sticker deal.
Yeah.
Hey,
we'll pay for the mailing to get you the sticker.
that's like a few cents.
Okay, well, the stamps are expensive nowadays. So
Yeah.
We'll send you some stickers. On the helmet, front fender, over the number plate, whatever you want to do.
Yep, we're good.
We're good.
All right.
We call it even.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. See you guys hopefully next week.